thing. Ready?
I don't know why that popped up in my head.
Media assets. Chuck and Craig, and we are doing Technorama. This is normally an audio podcast, so if you're just joining us, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you sticking around. I'm going to pull up the comments on here. This is just a little bit of pre-show prep that we do before we hit the old record button on the audio recorder and do the rest of our show. So forgive us a moment.
Good news, everyone.
Yeah.
Hey, you can't do that. That's my only thing.
We've got lots of stories about, just to give you a little teaser of what's coming up, our usual segments on this day.
Spoiler alert.
Listener feedback. We have space news. We have news about bots. We have news about storage, like system storage breakthrough. We have a couple of hacks and strange stories that I think you're going to love. One is about Gen Zs, and what's the next one? Gen A? No, Gen Alpha. I can't keep track anymore. Do we really need to name these kids?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how they come up with all this.
And I'm right on the borderline of boomer / Gen Z. I don't associate with really either one. But I take the best of both.
There is even a name for one or two of those between generations that what kind of spans it. I've seen it before and I can't remember the name of it. Generation chart. Let's see. There was one.
Generation Pi. Let's just name them Greek letters now.
All right. Here's one that says traditionals. They were old. They were 1930 to 1945.
Well, name them like the Google, like the Android releases used to be. Generation Ice Cream Sandwich.
Eclair.
Generation Jelly Bean.
Yeah, there was one. I don't see the name right away, but there was one that was in between, and it was like between Generation X and millennials or something. But I don't know about the baby boomers. Well, what year were you born? It would be
65.
Yeah,
and the
so
boomers ended in 64.
You're a Gen X.
No, I'm not.
It says right there.
I know technically I'm on that side of the border, but I am no more a Gen X than I am a boomer.
I am solidly a Gen X for sure.
I am decidedly not. A lot of the things I hear about, especially when I listen to like Slusher's show, like, no, that ain't me.
Well,
I like turtles.
You like what?
We got comments coming up. I like
turtles. Yeah.
Hey,
what's funny is
podcast. Yeah, we're still checking audio levels.
Well, it's funny how these generations get named and the qualities that go along with them. Because you look at what a Gen X is, and I'm like, same with Kim. We're right in the middle. We're exactly.
It's an artificial construct.
Not exactly, but it's the way that children
you can't just draw a line in the sand and say, you people behave this way and you people behave this way. Because you were born on December 31st, 1964, and you were born on January 1st, 1965. Therefore, that's
okay.
That's crap.
What a lot of it has to do with, and I'm not saying that it's a black and white line. However, it was the way the parents raised their children over time, and their behavior raising their children defined a lot of those eras. That's why they are what they are.
But my family kind of fits between the lines. My parents were born between World War I and World War II. Therefore,
it was black and white.
They're not boomers.
It's okay, Chuck. I didn't say it was black and white. I just said that over time, how children are raised by their parents defines how they are today, for the most part. And then of course, introduce technology. That also figures into a lot of.
I'm more for the. Yeah, I would agree. There's a technology generation.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors that besides just parenting, but it's the way that has a lot to do with it. So
I would be more inclined to listen to people's Myers-Briggs or DISC model than I would when they were born. Has to do with their personality. Like, yeah,
no,
good luck with
but
that.
no, but I exude a lot of the qualities that they do say for Gen X. So, you know, there you go.
Good for you. And I
Yeah.
may have a few too. And I may have a few boomers and I have a few, but that's not the topic of this.
No, it's not black and white. I mean,
It's not the
I
topic
spent a
of
lot.
this show.
Hey, when I was younger, I spent a lot of time with my grandparents, and there's probably a lot of that rubbed off on me as well. So, who knows? It's hard to say.
Shall we do our real show?
Sure.
We came here to do a podcast about tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek,
Yeah.
and answer comments that are showing up in the chat. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Technorama episode 795 for January 21st, 2026. The winter of our disconnected content? Hey, Gemini, give me a random phrase. Welcome to Technorama. This is the show that takes a lighthearted look at tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek. So if you're joining us, thank you very much. We appreciate you giving us your time. If you're returning, welcome back. My name is Chuck Tomasi from sunny Phoenix, Arizona. Well, it just got dark. The days are getting longer, so we'll be sunny eventually.
Weather report. It just got dark.
Here's the forecast. Dark for the next few hours.
Yes, right.
With gradual lightning, and then we'll have some sunshine tomorrow. And that's Craig right there.
Hey there.
How are you,
How you
Craig?
doing? What's going on? Besides you trying to
Coming up on
thwart my scientific explanation of certain things.
21 years. We're coming up on 21 years on this podcast.
I know.
We're getting old.
Believe me, I'm feeling it.
Hey, I started
know.
in my 30s and now I'm in my 60s. How do you think I feel?
Yeah. It's all right. I got a birthday coming up. It's reminding me every day.
And we got a cruise coming up, and we've got
Yeah.
more stuff coming up too. So let's move on with the feedback for this show.
Letters. Oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day.
This one will be fun.
Mailman,
Oh, yeah.
and mail today. Reach right in and pull one out. Those letters. I love those letters. Let's find out what you got to say.
Oh boy.
Mailman, mail today.
Our question of the week for you last time was, if you had to let a generative AI write a professional bio using only your last 3 online purchases, what would your new job title be? Now, this
What
is
was
a
it?
job title, and people were writing more of a bio, so you could take it either way. Some people went with
Good.
the bio, some people went with the job title.
Yeah, good things nobody ordered that 50-gallon of
Lube?
barrel of lube.
Oh, Keith, how we miss you.
Yes. All right. So Joel McLaughlin says Formula One clear collagen baklava.
Balaclava.
Balaclava. Yeah. Dang fitness goals. Haha. LOL.
Lone Guys Nice says 55-inch OLED hair treatment and automatic movement. Not sure what the movement part is, but we're going to go on from there.
Which one did you read? Oh, I see at the bottom. Just that our orders are not the same.
Yes,
so.
correct.
All right. So Jack Mangan says, without actually using AI, I'd clearly be a media starlet, excuse me. Scarlet.
Got to work on those reading skills.
I don't know. I like the scarlet part better. Wireless microphones, book proofs, and a gift axolotl pendant.
Stephen Weshy writes a little longer one. He says, based on that image alone, here are the only reasonable conclusion my circuits can reach. Job title, Health Optimization Program Manager. Sounds legit. LinkedIn style professional bio. Health Optimization Program Manager with a results-driven approach to preventative wellness, performance longevity, and evidence-informed supplemental strategies. Known for maintaining operational readiness through disciplined routines, consistency, and an appreciation for small daily inputs that compound over time. brings a methodical, systems-oriented mindset. Well, this sounds like bullshit bingo. Sorry, my French. Buzzword bingo. I'm sorry. That's what
Yeah, thanks.
brings a methodical, systems-oriented mindset to personal and professional health management with a focus on immune resilience, metabolic efficiency, and long-term sustainability. Comfortable navigating data, labels, and dosage schedules with the same precision applied to projects, teams, and infrastructure. Recognized for reliability, quiet discipline, and the ability to show up prepared in environments where burnout is common and migraines for error are thin. Margins for error believes the best performance strategies are boring, repeatable, and executed relentlessly. Woo, good thing I'm getting new glasses next week.
Yeah, no kidding.
Let's go on to the Discord server.
All right. So Humanoid says he wears a quote, he wears clean new underwear,
Good.
breath purified air, and like in air. Oh, and like in ear headphones. Overall, a pretty boring individual. He is a perfectly clueless, unqualified supervisor.
I like that last part.
Yeah.
Mike from Minnesota says this person's teeth are very clean, are rising up in their storage game, not the teeth, I think the person, and are wired for more power. I would worry about what this person's end game is with these purchases.
Oh, should I read yours, Chuck?
Go ahead.
Chuck has a contradiction when it comes to health. He maintains things like oral care, vision, hearing well, but rarely has a good cardio workout. He keeps his home well maintained, both inside and out, including a new cover for a fire pit. However, travel is a big passion for Chuck in 2026, and he's usually got his ukulele in tow, so you can spot him, ask him for a song.
If you spot him.
If you spot him. So if you spot him, ask him for a song. He's always happy to play.
That's because we purchased like another cruise and the fire pit cover and some toothbrush.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Mad Marv says, I thought you guys are really going to feed your purchase history into ChatGPT and see what it spits out. Here's what I got from Perplexity using my last 3 months of Amazon purchases. All right, strap in, people. We're going to try and read this. Kyle Nishioka is a technology-forward civil engineer and creative professional who blends advanced computing, audiovisual, and workspace ergonomics to support high-performance project delivery and content creation workflows. Recent investments in high-end mobile workstation, curved high refresh displays, wireless input devices, and rechargeable power solutions underscores focus on efficient mobile-first engineering and design work. Strategic use of under-cabinet task lighting. Strategic use. I like that. Smart controls, cable management tools, and large format projection systems highlights his commitment to well-organized, flexible environments for technical reviews, presentations, and collaborative sessions. All I can say is that it was copying my bio that I fed into my user profile. My recent purchases were mostly to reorder supplies and computer hardware from my employer. I guess it just ignores my Christmas shopping and the lingerie for model photo shoots. If you've seen Kyle's photos, it's not his lingerie, that he doesn't wear it.
Yeah. Now that would be interesting.
All right. You want to take the long one from Z Fritz?
Yeah. Hold on one second. So let me get over there. So Z Fritz, he says, using my last 3 online purchases, my snappy bio is as follows. Driven by a unique blend of practical stewardship and digital efficiency, I balance the high tech with the high fiber.
What?
On any given day, I've got fiber in my house, but it's not what you think.
Sounds like a smart toilet.
Yeah. On any given day, you might find me sourcing the finest hay for habitat maintenance, managing specialized nutritional requirements with dried mealworms,
Yum.
and documenting,
Yum.
Yeah. And documenting critical progress reports behind a rugged iPad case. I bridge the gap between traditional caretaking and modern data management, ensuring that while my feet are on the ground and occasionally in the barn, my workflow remains streamlined and protected. whether I'm navigating the complexities of animal welfare. Sorry, I almost said warfare. Welfare for the latest software updates. I bring hands-on, multidisciplinary approach to everything I do. So the 3 AIs of my choice see me in wildlife rehabilitation site coordinator. Perhaps I should change my career path. The last 5 years before retirement would have been more fun.
All right, Sweet Steve comes up with Steve London is a hands-on maker and microfabrication enthusiast who blends 3D printing, small-scale cooling solutions, and creative model engineering. With experience using high-quality FDM filament, 24-volt fan systems, and precision, this sounds like the retro encabulator,
Yeah, I know.
prefabulated ambulite,
Right.
spurving bearings, 24-volt and precision scaled models. He brings technical curiosity and practical problem solving to every project. Steve's work bridges functional hardware prototyping with artistic, Machinen Krieg inspired design. Pardon my whatever language that was supposed to be.
All right. And Barbara Fett, Amy Bowen is focused on putting high tech to use for higher purposes. She invests in people and animals by seeking out state of the art innovations that serve their exact needs to support their well being and to keep them connected. So that means she bought an electronic cat litter thing.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah. Did you do one for yourself?
I did. It was up above. You read it.
No, I mean, oh, that's right. I did.
Wow. Someone's paying attention to the show.
Yeah, I am. So mine was a chief digital nomad architect. Says professional bio as a chief digital nomad architect. You specialize in the intersection of analog, field, digital workflows, and mobile retro computing. You are a power user who prioritizes tactile precision, as evidenced by your deployment of the InkSense Plus Active Stylus to bridge the gap between handwritten ideation and digital execution. A master of organizational efficiency, you ensure that high performance hardware like the RG40's XXV remains mission ready through a custom fit protective solutions, which was a cover for my little retro gaming thing. Your commitment to aesthetic functionality is further highlighted by your choice of a magnetic leather finishes for your Books Go Color 7. I got a cover for it. How's that in my professional bio? Allowing you to transition seamlessly from high-level briefing to deep focus reading session in any environment.
You
Wow.
done?
Yes, I am.
Wow. Hey, if you're just joining us and you're wondering what we're doing, that was our question of the week, letting AI determine our job descriptions or bios based on our recent 3 purchases. So that was fun. We'll have another question for you at the end of the show. But first, we got to get through the end of this song and the beginning of this one. On this day in history for January 21st, 2026, it's the 21st day of the year. I love January. It's easy to count. There are 344 days remaining in 2026. It was on this date in 1789 that the first American novel, The Power of Sympathy, or The Triumph of Nature, Founded in Truth, by William. How do you have an or title? Is this Bullwinkle? Tune in next week for our first novel.
Yeah.
By William Hill Brown. It was printed in Boston.
So 118 years ago today, New York City passed the Sullivan Ordinance, making it illegal for women to smoke in public. Ooh. Only to have that measure vetoed by the mayor. Female mayor.
In public.
Was it a female mayor?
Probably not. Not 118 years ago.
No, not that long ago, no.
January 21st, 1911, the first Monte Carlo rally took place.
And the first nuclear-powered submarine, the USS Nautilus, was launched in Groton, Connecticut by Mamie Ann Einhauser, the First Lady of the United States on the state, in 1954.
Also on January 21st, 1960, Little Joe 1B, not the monkey, the gorilla.
Right. Little
The
Joe.
Mercury spacecraft lifted off from Wallops Island, Virginia, with Miss Sam, a female rhesus monkey on board. That's like the only time I've ever heard a rocket in the U.S. anyway, not going out of Florida.
Well, it's also the first time I've ever heard of Wallops Island.
Maybe it's not there anymore.
It took a wallop. That same date in 1971, the current Emily Moore transmitting station, the tallest freestanding structure in the United Kingdom, began transmitting UHF broadcasts, and that's where we found out about Weird Al Yankovic.
I was gonna say it broadcasts Weird Al's movie.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is a very
24/7.
forward-thinking place.
It was on this date in 1976 that commercial service of the Concorde began, with the London to Bahrain and Paris to Rio routes.
And January 21st, 1981, production of the DeLorean sports car began in Dunmurry, Northern Ireland, United Kingdom.
All right, I have to pause real quick because
Pause. All right.
just the other night we were recording the topic is Trek, and you said cooling your heels sounded like something your dad would say.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
when I hear that phrase, remember when we used to record things off the radio to cassette? And sometimes you got little news clips or commercials or something, and that's always
Yeah.
fun to go back and listen to.
Where the DJ
Well,
was talking over it.
My younger brother had a Walkman. This was like 1982, I want to say. And
Sure.
he recorded a song, and between there was a little news clip, and it said, John DeLorean is still cooling his heels in a federal prison after his cocaine. Remember, he was dealing cocaine to try and
Yeah.
make money because his car was
Yeah.
a failure. So when
Yeah.
you said cooling your heels, immediately I went to John DeLorean. And now on this show, we have a John DeLorean thing. I thought that was just way too weird.
Wow.
All right.
I'm
I know I
surprised you
took a
remember
little-
that little recording.
Oh, when you hear it 800 times, of course.
Oh,
It's
could
like
be.
we were
I
playing
mean,
the song and that just jumped in.
actually, I remember looking at my cassettes. I remember what some of them look like, but I couldn't tell you what was actually on them, all of them. So
I'll have to mention that because I will be seeing my brother on Thursday.
you still got that tape?
Yeah. Hey, did you hear John DeLorean still cooling his heels in a federal prison?
Cooling is.
All
That is
right,
what my dad says all the time. I'm telling you.
back to the show. January 21st, 1981 production. Oh, wait, we already did that one. NASA's Mir A, the Mars rover Spirit, ceased communication with mission control. The problem was in the management of its flash memory, and it was fixed remotely from Earth on February 6th on this date in 2004. Happy birthday goes out of this day to Royal Navy officer, hydrographer, astronomer, and numismatist. That's someone who collects stamps.
Yeah.
Is a coin collector. No, one's a philatelist, one's a numismatist. Numismatic collectors are stamps. That's right. Harry Henry Smythe, born in this state in 1788. Did they have stamps back then? Oh yeah, we had the Stamp Act.
Yeah.
Go
Actually,
on.
they collect coins, paper money, tokens, or medals.
Okay, so numismatist is a coin collector.
That's correct.
What's a stamp?
So
I'll look it up.
all right. American general explorer and politician, fifth traditional governor of Arizona, John C. Fremont, was born 213 years ago today.
A stamp collector is a philatelist. I was right. Okay.
There you go.
Born January 21st, 1827, Russian mathematician. Oh boy, here we go. And theorist Ivan Mikhailovich Pervushin. Take it slow, you
Pervushin.
won't hurt yourself. That's
Dutch
what you
math- Yeah.
Bless you.
Dutch mathematician and academic Pieter Hendrik Schrute was born 180 years ago today.
Let's see. This is French, so it's probably Joseph Achille Labelle. Was a French chemist born 179 years ago today. You have to look at where they're from generally, but there are some that
Yeah.
are really off base.
Right. So born January 21st, 1874, French mathematician René Louis Bier.
Belgian American astronomer Georges van Biesbreck was born 146. Sorry, Yorga, again. 146 years ago today.
And Russian mathematician and theologian Pavel Florensky was born on this date in 1882.
We need harder Russian names for you. Florensky just ain't it. Whatever happened to Svetlana Slavitskaya?
Yeah.
She's probably coming up again this calendar year. Paul Allen, the American businessman and philanthropist. That's someone who goes around in their philanthropy. He co-founded Microsoft and was born on this same date in 1953. Listener birthdays this week include, and there's a lot of them, Michael Rabelais on the 21st. 22nd is TAW012294. Why don't you at your post?
Yeah.
The 23rd is 3 birthdays. Kathy Luke from Illinois. Chris Moody. Our Chris Moody? Like, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Keith Lane, RIP on the 23rd. Cynthia Fry on the 24th. 25th is you, Craig Stepp.
Yeah.
He's going to be 85.
Not quite.
Will the Computer Guy on the 26th and the 27th has 2 birthdays. Mark in Memphis, RIP. And Chip Burkhead from the Scotchcast. That's the way it was on this day in history for January 21st, 2026. If you want to be on that birthday calendar, Craig's going to put it up on the screen for the people that can read. And for you can't read, if you're on the audio podcast, it's chuckchat.com/birthday. Get your name on there. We'll give you a shout out at the appropriate time of year. And you know what? If it's your birthday this week and you're not on the calendar, all the best to you. We wish you. Must because I hit pause.
Are we doing it again?
That band is just trying to milk it. You don't get paid by the hour.
Or overtime.
Or by how many times you play the song. Relations at once.
That's right.
All right. Into the news. Let's do a news thing.
Come on, Professor.
Good news.
Good news, everyone.
All right. This is kind of space news, so that we had to use the Star Trek door sound. We now have lunar time.
Not to compete with the Swatch internet time.
Nope. This is, you would think this would be
SWAT
easier to figure
beats.
out than it really is because, the moon goes around, but its day is like 29 and a quarter days long. It only has because it's tidally locked, its rotation is the same as its revolution. So the sun will only rise once every 29 days. You can't just say, oh, we'll make 29 hours and they'll each be an Earth day long. It gets a little more complicated with that when you factor in relativity, because time speeds up the further away you get from the center of a mass. So if you had 2 watches, you did the old Doc Brown thing.
Yeah.
And you put one on Einstein the dog and sent him to the top of the mountain because it's too cold for us up there.
Yeah.
He stayed up there long enough. His watch would get ahead because he's further away from the center of mass of the Earth than you are at sea level. So you would take a long time to actually get any noticeable difference, but it would happen. Take that to, say, outer space. Now you're dealing with 2 things because you have velocity. The faster you go, the more time slows down. So there is a point at about, 3,500 kilometers is what this is, 3,500 miles. It was, I think it's 3,500 miles. Why
1,000 kilometers? 35,000 kilometers.
No, that's 10 times more. It's the crossover point is 3,500 kilometers, where an object orbiting stably at that altitude would experience the flow of time in which the slowdown due to its speed perfectly offsets the speed up due to the distance from the Earth. As you get further away, there's the general relativity and special relativity, and one is due to speed and one is due to gravity. They start to skew. So you go out to 350,000 kilometers, where the moon is, mainly because it's got an elliptical orbit. It even gets weirder. So this isn't an easy thing to do. And the Chinese figured it out first. Okay. Now that's not to say, oh my, they're going to take over the moon and blah, blah, blah. They came up with this,
they know how to tell time.
It's not like who launched a rocket and who went into space and who got on the moon. This is a pretty insignificant thing because the U.S. is working on it and a few other countries are working on it too. We just didn't come up with a standard fast enough to go, this is how long a second is on the moon.
Right.
So they came up with this lunar time. What does the E stand for? It was something weird. LTE. It has nothing to do with your phone reception. Lunar Time Ephemeris 440.
Yeah.
That's the specification. I don't know why they didn't call it an RFC or something. It's
Yeah,
not
an RFC.
internet standard. LTE, Lunar Time FM. So now, with the interest in mining or colonizing or doing more stuff on the moon coming up, we'll have a way to tell time and say, be back in an hour, Timmy. He won't look at his Earth watch.
Right.
I can't get any cell phone reception up here. All right. We have now reached, this article kind of confused me a little bit. It says, how much of the internet is bots in 2025?
Probably, yeah, like a title says, a lot more than you
I thought it was going to be like 90%, but it's only 51%. 51% of all web traffic now that is now bots. But it says this is the first time that's happened in a decade. And I went, what? Was it higher before and then lower for some reason? But it's not all bad bots.
Oh, they didn't specifically say it was the first time it surpassed 50%.
37% of that is just bad bots alone. There are good bots out there. You think about Google's crawlers, and these bots are a lot smarter because of things like AI.
Yeah, I was going to say,
get through your CAPTCHA systems pretty easily.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're not just like attack. They're behaving more like humans. You know, when you type your password once every 5 seconds and they go, well, that didn't work. Let me try another one. Well, that didn't work. Let me try another one. They're not just randomly powering through these and getting blocked.
Right.
So there's a number of reasons why. We've got an article in our show notes for episode 795. Oh my gosh, episode 800 is coming up soon.
It's coming up in 5 episodes.
5 episodes. What does that put us into? April? Well, we'll figure it out.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because we've got 2 or 3 in February. This is the last one for January. 2 or 3 in February. Couple in maybe March. It's either going to be mid-March or early April. Okay, that'll be episode 800. We're going to have to let people know and start socializing that and see if we can get some audio clips or phone call-ins or whatever. So lots of details in this article over at Anura, and then it turns into a commercial. How Anura blocks bot traffic. Bots in the internet make up a majority of traffic. No business is immune to their impact. At Anura, we understand how damaging blah, 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 blah. But
hey, look,
the article is pretty fun.
Now, we got a comment, but they apparently weren't watching the beginning of the show.
Yes?
Why are boomers?
Not a boomer.
We're not boomers, idiot.
And we're not boring.
To boomers. So we'll let you know when we find some.
We're not boring to other boomers.
Yeah, we'll let you know when we find some, and that's pretty funny.
Okay, dog. Another article we've got about storage.
Yeah, because over time we've talked about a lot of articles where they say, they're like on the size of a Blu-ray disc. Oh, they can now still
8 gigabytes
store, gigabytes and terabytes. But this is even more so. So go ahead.
Yeah, like a high storage capacity device right now would be like an LTO-10 tape, which stores, terabytes of stuff.
What's funny is tape. We're still using tapes in some respects.
Yeah, it may not be the fastest, but it's certainly got high capacity. However, they're now this article also confused me because a lot of it they talk about DNA storage, and then they're talking about how much storage they could put in a drop of water. There's no DNA in water.
No, but maybe they put some DNA in the water.
It says according to the company is what was the company? Atlas Data Storage, a spin-off built on Twist Bioscience technology. According to that company, DNA storage provides a 1,000 to 1,500 times improvement in volumetric density compared with standard LTO tape cartridges. That's a pretty big increase. So what did they say? Like 8 terabyte or 13 terabytes in a drop of water? It was something ridiculously high. 13 terabytes in a single drop of water. This just came up with all kinds of problems for me. One, you're going to have to make sure that the cat doesn't drink it.
Hey, no, that's my backup.
Right. You just drank my NAS, man.
Yeah. Hey,
Don't
that's
worry,
my-
it'll come out in a few hours.
that cat drank my thesis.
And it was several terabytes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd your, I just don't know. My storage just evaporates.
That would be terrible. It's like you come in, I made backups. A good on me. Open it up, it's all dry.
Right. There's a scum ring around the cup. Should have put a lid on it.
That's right.
Or if you want to scramble up your data, just shake the water bottle a little. There we go.
Yeah.
I call this encryption.
No, you're randomizing your data.
Right.
Encryption.
I have to add a salt key to it.
Yeah.
All right. So, hey, you never know. If we can make more storage out of things that are more eco-friendly, like water. I also heard a recent article, how we have a lot of lithium mines looking for lithium for car batteries, etc.
Yep.
And it's not very eco-friendly. What's another volatile metal in that same area of the periodic table that's more abundant? Sodium.
Oh.
They're working on sodium batteries. Now, they don't have the mass production set up to make it economical yet, but they said when they do get to that point, sodium could be a third of the cost of lithium batteries and a whole lot more eco-friendly.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine what you're going to do you'd have to get the sodium that's already in the earth, not the stuff in the salt water, or you'll screw up the salinity of the oceans, and then we're just not doing anybody any favors.
Yeah. Actually, I know the next big thing in especially like phone batteries,
Yes.
is the silicon carbon batteries, and they're starting to make their appearance. I think
Those
some
sound like two
manufacturers-
very abundant elements.
what's that?
Those
Yeah, of
sound
course.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can get higher capacity in a smaller frame or size. So like what your battery would be in your phone right now, if it was silicon carbon, it would, obviously last longer. So so they're looking forward to that.
You can make more water, Kevin Costner style. You do remember Waterworld movie. I try not to.
Oh yeah. Yes. Wow, way to bring the show down, Chuck.
I have high blood pressure. Can't use salt batteries.
He's allergic to them.
All righty. So looking forward to some DNA storage or water storage or whatever we're going to get, because I can never have enough storage in my house.
No.
Let's move on to the Hacks and Strange stories. This one is right in our wheelhouse. These
Hey,
are the
I will
kind of
never
stories.
I will never pass up an article that says we ported Doom to ...
Yes. This time it's to a Krups smart pressure cooker. Because why not? I mean, I watched the video. The guy was pretty funny. He said most of what's in this article, but he walks through and he takes it apart. He goes, "Oh, there's one screw on the bottom. We can see here's the heating element, and here's the safety thing, and here's the basic circuit board. And if you were to turn this over, this is what you'd see." Now, let's go inside the display up front. He goes, "This is the display. Here's the driver. There's a separate ESP32 with Wi-Fi on it." And
Right.
he figured out that it was ESP32 because he was on the setup screen and said, "The first 3 digits of the MAC address tell me what manufacturer it is. It's most likely an Espressif." Yes, it is an Espressif. And I'm like, "Oh man, I've built some of these things." And he said, "This has got enough RAM and the video driver is sufficient." It was a pretty small display.
It
But-
is, yes.
He hacked the touch screen so he would have places on the touch screen where he could move up, down, right, left.
The right,
and in the
left, yeah.
center was his enter key. So you just tap the screen to go shoot, shoot, shoot. It wasn't as graceful as playing with a trackball or something, but he was playing Doom on his kitchen appliance, a pressure
So you
cooker.
can start your meal and then play Doom while it's cooking.
Yeah. And he gets done with this demo. He goes, "And now dinner's ready." It was pretty
Right.
comical. And why
Yeah.
did I do this? Because I could.
Yeah.
I believe he's from Germany, and that's where this company comes from. And I love the way he said Krups.
Corrupts. Oh yeah. Yeah, that
Krups.
was pretty fun.
He had a really good hook on there. Doom in the kitchen. That's right. And we were talking about Gen Z and Gen X and boomers
Boomers
right
and
before the show. Well, there is a resurgence in retro stuff. People are using digital cameras again. Although this pink thing on the screen looks more like the old Pentax that I used to shoot.
I think it was a Pentax, or it looks like a Pentax or Fuji, maybe.
Possibly an old Canon. I don't know. It's pretty generic. But
Minolta.
anyway, you think that's a Minolta?
I don't know. I got my parents' old one here, and
I had a
it looks
Fuji,
similar.
I think I had a Fuji. I can't
Mhm.
remember. It was my college graduation present. But they're saying, why is there a retro resurgence for vinyl, for cassette tapes, for CDs? And they said, well, for some, it's FOMO. Like they see a trend on TikTok and go, oh, I
Mhm.
want to get into that.
Maybe.
For
Yep.
some, it's the tactile feel.
Yes.
The feel that if you have a movie camera and the camera is shaky, it somehow makes it more real. I'm wondering about these people who are going back and getting film cameras, where they're getting the film and where they're getting it processed. That's a
You
whole nother
can't.
story.
Yeah, you can do that. There are. What's the name of that web? There's a website that will produce. That will do that. That will process your film.
That's
So you literally have to mail it off just like you used to, and wait for it to come back.
the picture in here is from Shutterstock, but it looks like if you've ever been to like Malaysia or China or something, you're walking around the streets and they have those bootleg DVDs.
Yeah,
You want to buy the latest Lord of the Rings movie for $1? It's
that's
not,
right.
it's in a plastic bag and not labeled.
You know, all right. So a while back, it's been a long time ago since people were talking about this, but um, there was not a movement, but concern about when you go to dinner with people, everybody should stack their phones in the middle of the table,
Yes.
so everybody can enjoy the company, and rather than uh, being else, your mind being elsewhere on your phone. And I remember thinking, over time, I could see that there would be kind of a rejection of technology in a way, because people would crave the social interaction rather than the artificial. And this kind of, when I see this article, I keep thinking about that. It's like, I could see that, you don't want to rely on cloud services. You don't want to have to upload something to be able to access it. You can just, it's right here all over tangibles in your hands, especially records. I love records still.
Yeah.
I do not want to revisit cassette tapes, but
Or
but I
a
still, but it has a special place in my heart. But I don't want to go back to those kind of tapes. But you get the idea. I would just think that I could see a movement that pushes away subscriptions and digital stuff for tangible,
Oh, they're
made with
still
my
using digital
phone.
cameras. They're not pushing digital. That's one of the things they're
But it's not
going
on your phone, and it doesn't require subscription and upload it somewhere. It's just it's your private. It's private.
Well, yeah, you can keep your phone pictures private too. You don't have to put them on the cloud.
You have to disconnect from everything,
No,
pretty much.
you
Yeah,
just say,
I mean, you
look,
could.
Samsung, don't send my pictures over to Google Photos. Done.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I'm not here to debate that. I'm just telling you that I think that privacy may be part of that.
Might be part of it. Yep.
Yeah, rejecting all these cloud services, which we talked about on their Patreon show
But you
last
have to
time.
keep track of that special USB and power cord for your old camera. Remember, that had like a unique cable that you could never find.
Yeah,
Oh, where's the charging cable for my digital camera?
I've still got the cables for it, but I have a mini DV camera
Yeah.
that I was recording a lot of stuff from up Harrison, and it had this weird. It wasn't like a regular USB cable. It was some weird connector, or if I wanted to power it, I had to use like the what looked like an interface from the battery, but it was a power cord goes to the wall. Nothing was standard about it. That sucks.
Right. Well, even if it is standard, it says at the end of the article, it says, as the throwback trend edges further into the 2000s, I think
Mhm.
2000s, vinyl was back in the 70s and 80s. Let's keep going.
Mhm.
Maybe it's time to finally dig up that iPod. You might be surprised how good it still feels. I don't have a FireWire port on any of my computers.
Yeah. I would not be spending money to buy cassettes, DVDs, and records. Sure.
The
Or,
prices are
blu-
driving up,
CDs.
though. This trend is making it
Oh.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that is crazy.
We went to
Yeah.
a CD. It wasn't even vinyl. It was a CD store. And to find something like Huey Lewis and the News from, what was it, 1984, the CD was like $20 going, oh, come on.
Yeah.
That's just trying to match the price, with the
What did we pay
demand.
for a CD back in the day? It was probably
7, 6.
8 to 12 maybe at the high end. Yeah.
And vinyl, in my mind, a single album should be about 8 to 10.
Mhm.
Not anymore.
No.
There's like 25.
Well, remember I talked about going to Walmart and I saw the records. I went, oh. So I started looking at the prices there. They were like
Nope.
right around 30. I was like,
Used bookstores are your best deal to find some gems, or rummage
Yeah.
sales. Go to a garage sale, see what they got. They might not be in as pristine condition, but that's half the charm with vinyl, is the popping and cracking.
oh yes, I love it.
Okay. That's it for the news articles and the hacks and strange stories. We want to give a shout out to the chat. We got quite a few people hanging out with us, which I can't read most of the names on here. I apologize. They're too small for my old eyes. Here we go.
Your
Zoom
boomer eyes.
in. I zoomered the boomer. Bobby Ballooney. Chris
Welcome.
Sanchez was around. Yahir Perez. I hope I said that even close. Fabian Brown. Lisa Soros. Thank you, Lisa. We've seen her a number of times. Clinton Alvord. That name sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Oh no. I think he owes me money.
Gary Lindros. There's another guy who
Yeah.
is on our most wanted
I think
list.
he owes me money too.
Helvetic Channel 97.
That's a font.
Jason, I know. Technically, it's a typeface. I don't mean to be pedantic, but a lot of people
Okay,
get that
well.
backwards. If you talk to somebody at desktop publishing, they go, font is like bold, italics. The typeface
Well,
is the Helvetica and
Hey,
Century
look,
Fox.
I'm Aldous PageMaker certified. Don't talk to me about fonts and typefaces.
A lot of good that does you on your resume today, huh? Just like my Lotus Notes 4.5 administration training and my Apollo Domain OS. Huge market out there. I'd be
Yeah.
better off learning COBOL.
I'm still NetWare certified.
No,
Novell.
you forgot to take your what do they call
Continuing.
them? Delta exams
Yeah.
like you do with ServiceNow. Oh wait, they never upgraded, so you never expired.
Right.
Was it Netware
Exactly.
4?
So I'm kind of locked in.
Netware
I
3 or Netware 4?
3.5, I think it was.
Oh no. I'm sorry.
it's-
We only installed Netware 4.
I still have the certificate around here. It's in a frame.
I think my Lotus Notes one is too, but it's behind 3 other certificates.
Right. Exactly. It's in a frame. It's
I
just not
should
on the
put-
front.
I should put old certificates on the back wall.
Yeah, just start printing out a bunch of them that you wish you had.
That's basically what they were, is just printed out.
Yeah.
They may have gone to the store and got some paper with a glossy border.
You know, there was a point when I thought I was doing good
Print
getting
out a
cert
little- print out a little dot matrix with print shop.
yeah. with the little treads kind of hanging on. You know, actually, there was a point when I was working hard at getting certified, Microsoft certified, and I went through a class, got the one cert, and I was working
Yes.
up to the whatever, the certified professional, whatever. And I was in the car and on the radio, come join our boot camp. We'll get you Microsoft certified, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, they're just running people through this now. Well, it's going to devalue the whole thing anyway. So I quit doing the test.
Did I show you the picture from India with the street that's just plastered with signs of every possible technology multiple times?
No.
I'll show that
Okay.
to you on the cruise.
right.
You're gonna go, what? Picture Times Square. You know how it's all lit up with neon signs and advertisements and whatnot? Okay. Change each one of those to wood
Okay.
and put things like Java, SQL, any technology you can think of. printed on these wooden signs and just cover the whole neighborhood. You can't even see the building.
No pad certified.
You're getting an idea. And now do
Yeah.
that for several blocks.
Oh yeah.
That's like the tech sector, training sector in Hyderabad.
All right, let's move along.
Glorious. All right, time to thank our patrons for this shenanigans. Because those who shenan will shenan again. And we are shenaning all we can. Thank you to our patrons. These are the people that went to chuckchat.com/Patreon and keep this show breathing, living, blood pumping.
You're an enabler.
Right. Alexis Duran, Emmer Elstad, Amy Bowen, Abner Braverman, Ben Vaughn, Brad Miller, Brian Brown, Chris Martinez, Chris MC, Dandyman Coyer, Dean Jensen, Denise Inglis, Gary Lindros. That's the guy we just mentioned. Aha.
Yeah.
Jason Pollard, John Clifford, John Noble, Yorgos Rowan, Crazy Joe, Kyle Nishioka, Leon M, Mark Kilfoyle, Mike Wills, Sarah Rose. Ooh, our latest, she gets applause. Saturday Morning Media, Stephen Weshy, Steve Cody, Steve Therian, Steve Webb, Steve London, Sylvain Racico, and Tim Cook. Phew. Why did they do this? We have no idea, but they seem to think we're either entertaining or educational.
Wait a minute. We appreciate it though.
We do very much.
Yeah.
For as little as $1 a show. And they went over, as I mentioned, chuckchat.com/Patreon, signed themselves up $1, $2, or $5 per show, different tiers, different things, but everybody gets a shout out. Everybody gets an extra episode with content we didn't fit in here.
Yeah.
More of the green room stuff. And there's other tiers, other special things you can get. So, and everybody gets a postcard.
That's right.
I got to remember to bring. Are we bringing postcards on the cruise, or are we doing Dragon Con this year? I can't remember.
I'm doing both. Well, I don't know.
Budget.
All right.
But we can do photo postcards. Ooh, we did that one year. That was fun. Okay. That's what they did. That's where they went. And now I'm out of here. So let's stop the music. This band won't be coming back. We're going to go talk about shows we've watched, things we've read, stuff we've heard. I'll start this time.
Yeah,
I
go
went
ahead.
on Netflix and watched Dune from 1984.
I like Dune
And
1984.
It's not bad. It's held up pretty well. I know a lot of people rip on it because they kind of crammed a lot of stuff. If you consider, the modern version takes 3 full-length movies, and this was 1. And went, oh yeah, they did zip over quite a bit in the old movie.
Yeah.
But it was like a Reader's Digest version. It introduced you to the characters, the main premise, the plot. I mean, it's still kind of fun seeing Baron Harkonnen floating around, maniacally laughing.
Yeah.
There are some fun
Sting?
memories about that.
Sting?
Oily Sting stepping out of the steam bath is just something you can't unsee.
Captain Picard?
Yeah,
in
Patrick
there.
Stewart was in there.
Yeah, he was fighting people.
It wasn't. I won't say you could see Patrick Stewart's acting, but a lot of the acting in there felt stiff. And
It did.
that wasn't his best performance. I don't know that they looked at that and went, who would be good for Captain Picard on this upcoming Star Trek series?
Right.
That guy. Like, okay. And there was a lot of I forgot how much was the mental whispering, like, Father, I will awaken. A lot of this thinking going on in the back of their mind going, okay.
Yeah.
This looks familiar. She's hot.
I don't remember that line.
Uh-oh, I gotta cut one.
Uh-oh. Did I say that out loud?
The sleeper has awakened. Creepy little kid.
Yeah.
That lady's still acting, by the way. Okay, the other one was, of course, Starfleet Academy. Came out last Thursday. You want to hear a lot more about it. Episodes 1 and 2, we covered that on our other podcast. The topic is Trek.
Yep.
I'm just going to summarize it as good start. I liked it. I look forward to seeing where it goes. That seems kind of the general populace, at least the people that are around us. There are some internet people that go, "This isn't Star Trek," but they say that on every new series. Good. You don't have to watch it, and I don't have to listen to you anymore, so stop complaining.
I know. I'm really getting tired of. Speaking of,
I haven't run across that too much. You must be hanging around with pessimists.
well,
Unfriend.
no. Speaking of, the retro revival, I want to go back to where people weren't complaining about everything.
Oh, they were. They
No,
were. Do you
they
want
were.
to listen to Larry Nemechek's
Wait a
Trek
minute.
Files?
They were, but I didn't have to see it all the time because
If you
internet.
subscribed to the proper newsletters, back the Mimeograph newsletters
I'm
back
not.
in the 80s, you would have gotten the same kind of backlash. It
Right.
was there. It was there. The final one, I watched it on my Plex server because I ripped it from DVD. I watched Finding Nemo again. That's still a fun movie to watch.
That is a good movie.
Shark bait. Ooh, ah.
Yeah. I think that I don't know if I want to tell him myself a long time ago because Harrison was too small to go to the theater, but he was old enough to kind of watch a movie. That
Yeah.
was the first one I did download that and we watched it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Gee,
Thoroughly
sure
enjoyed
wish
it. I
could
love that movie.
Sure wish I could speak whale.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, your turn.
All right. So of course, I'll go ahead and knock out Starfleet Academy. You and I watched it. I think all of our opinions can be seen on the topic is Trek. So go over there and listen to our podcast. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I liked it overall, and look forward to seeing more. Maybe get its legs under it a little bit more, but I think it's a good start. I watched The Running Man. This is the 2025 version that just came out on Paramount Plus. Excuse me. And I liked it for the most part. It is a little bit. It's different from the Running Man movie, and from what that came out in the 80s, or was it the 80s? With Arnold Schwarzenegger before,
Mhm.
and it's a little bit different. But then people were upset because the ending was not like the book. Apparently, the Stephen King book, they tried to follow it to a large degree, but they changed the ending some, and he was fine with it. And I was like, well, if he's fine with it, I'm fine with it. What do I care? you know. So, and I don't need to see the exact same thing I read. I've talked about this before. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I've I've read the book a million times.
Yeah.
I don't need to see exactly what was written, but I want it true to the source material. Anyway, I thought The Running Man was good. I think it's worth watching. It's a little side note. You know how sometimes when you watch a movie like this, and there was a previous one, like Paramount Plus was suggested and start playing it, afterwards.
Yeah.
And so the first time I didn't quite get through the whole thing, and it's not that the movie was boring. I was just laying back in the chair and I kind of fell asleep. And then when I woke up and there's Arnold Schwarzenegger, I went, he's actually in this? I went, oh wait, it's actually started playing the old one.
Wait.
They swapped actors. But anyway, I enjoyed the old one too. I thought it was fun. And my wife, we started watching Ted Lasso together. So we're almost done with season 3 at this point. And watching it again, it's been a while since I watched it. So most of it I remember, and a lot of it was cluing me in as we went forward. But it's just overall to say I love that show. It's overly positive, probably a little bit to a fault, but I really like the characters, the way it's written, and it's just a great show overall. So totally
It is, and
recommend
it's a nice
Ted Lasso
arc they
again.
take you through for the 3 seasons.
Mhm. And season 4 will be coming up this year at some point.
Oh, man. I'm gonna have to look for another 30-day free trial. Ours is about to expire. Did you watch Severance on Apple TV?
No, I watched it a little bit with Harrison,
Yeah.
my son, and the photography was awesome, but and I liked the premise. It was just it tried to be too heady for me. I was like, I don't know, I just kind of didn't
All
get
right.
into
I
it.
enjoyed it. There's a lady at our church that looks like Harmony Cobell.
But once I got the premise in my head, I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. I like the idea of you leaving work, behind, literally, which they tell
That's
you.
what it feels like at first. Like the premise is good until it's not, and it really isn't.
Right. So, yeah, that's what I mean. They always tell you, leave work at home or leave work at work, leave home at home. And then they literally do that here. And yeah, it's interesting to say the least, but it just didn't catch me enough to watch the whole thing. Maybe I will.
Give it another try, maybe someday.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, that takes us to the end of the show. We have a question of the week for you, as promised earlier. If you could upload your consciousness into any robot from sci-fi history, which one would you pick and why? And go beyond just B9 from Lost in Space and Robbie the Robot. Come on. Do you want to be Commander Data? Is he a robot? He's an android technically. Does he count? Where are we putting the guardrails on where are we qualifying and putting criteria on what's a robot?
Yeah. What was was it Bob? Oh, Bob from the Black Hole. The one that looked like it was kind of beaten up. Remember that?
You want to be R2D2?
Yeah. Be R2. Oh, that reminds me of something.
Yes.
I watched a video. I must have missed it when they launched this, but Home Depot was selling R2D2 and a Stormtrooper, I think it was, and it's full size. It's like R2D2 is, I think 90% of the size of the actual, with the movie prop.
Comes with a
Yeah.
free Kenny Baker inside.
Yeah, no, it comes in a big box, and I watched the guy put it together. I was like, man, I'd really love to get that. And I looked, I was like, wow, they're less than $300, but they all sold out, and a lot of them sold out because people were buying them and scalping them.
Sure,
I was like,
of course they will.
So now you can get one for $800. I was like, forget it.
Nope.
Take the fun out of that, man.
Yes.
Apparently they've had Darth Vader, R2D2, the Stormtrooper, and there's one. Oh, it's Chewbacca. I was like, I never saw any of these. So,
And Grandpa Itchy.
that's the one I want. But that sucks that people
A
were
Mandalorian would be cool, but he's not a robot.
no, just Boba Fett. I think it'd be
You
awesome.
can get your own Sarlacc pit in your backyard.
Yeah, I was sitting there watching the video, and it's not hard to put together. And I started thinking, it'd be awesome to have that in here. So then, of course, I went and looked; they were sold out. And then the guy mentions in the video as I'm watching it, and he starts talking about how people snapped them up and were selling for $800. I was like, screw that, stupid people.
I don't know that I would sink $300 into something that's going to sit in the corner. I already have a cardboard Dalek.
No, it
there.
moves on
I
the
know,
stand.
but are you going to take it
And-
out and use it for? Is it worth $300? When would you use it? You're not exactly at Party Central.
Whenever I'm
People-
out here by myself, I don't know.
Come on, R2, you're my only friend.
Yeah. It was actually pretty cool because there's a base and it moves around on the base. And not only that, but the head moves. And then and it makes all the sounds and everything, that kind of stuff. As well as I saw another video where somebody was modding it. Like
They put
Yeah.
on a couple of Burnzomatic blowtorches.
yeah. Not quite.
All it does is burns hole in your carpet.
Yeah. Yeah, one guy, on R2D, I don't want to say cheek, but the side of his head had those little lights that would move
Yeah.
inside. Well, it doesn't come with that, so the guy was modding it to put that on there. I was like, this is actually pretty cool. And people were weathering them and making them look, like R2's seen some stuff.
Cool.
Anyway, all right,
It's not for me, Frank.
fine.
I can think of several things I could do with $300. We're going to talk about some of those in the Patreon show, by the way.
I'm sure we are. Yeah.
All right. With that, we take it to the end of the show. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I want to thank those who hung out with us. We do the show Sunday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to join us on live stream, either through Facebook or YouTube, watch them both. See what happens.
Yeah.
You can get a hold of us if you've got a question of the week that you want to answer via voice, 707-530-2428. Or if you've got comments about something we said, correctly or incorrectly, we'd love to hear from you. 707-530-CHAT is the number, or email us, technorama@chuckchat.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Or Discord.
Or Discord. Yes, chuckchat.com/Discord. Wow, how can I forget? It's only been like 3 months.
Yeah.
My focus has already turned to a different application for different things, but I'm still on Discord on a regular basis. Check that leaderboard. Till next time, binary high five, Craig.
All right. 101.
Audio stopped. And I got to tie my shoe before I trip.
Take a trip there, Chuck. That's the sound of a boomer leaning down to tie his shoe.
I was making those sounds when I was in my 20s, buddy.
Yeah.
That's somebody who hauled too many scuba tanks when he was 12 years old. Compressed his spine. I should be 7'2".
Right. You should go into traction and straighten yourself out.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. We're going to go and record the Patreon show, audio only for our patrons. Again, if you want to be part of that club, you can always go over to chuckchat.com/Patreon. And that's all the shilling I'm going to do for tonight. Take care, everyone.
All right. See ya.
OS update available. Click now.